I can't make eye contact that long with you. That's weird.
All right, let's do it.
All right, got it.
Hey everyone, David C. Anderson here, coming at you.
From SHOT Show 2024, KnifeCenter. What else do you have to?
I'm from the KnifeCenter, yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Coming at you from SHOT Show 2024 on behalf of KnifeCenter. We're here.
On behalf of KnifeCenter. That's
We're going to start this video if it kills us. We're here at the Condor booth with the man himself, our good friend, Mr. Joe Flowers. What's up, man?
Good to see you, my dude.
As always.
And, Internet, you're here for another wild SHOT Show video ride. So,
well, let's kick it off.
Yeah. Let's suit up.
So Condor. We got some. What do we got?
We got some mid-year releases from last year. Some weird guy told me, hey, orange is a great idea. I don't know who he was, but he might have orange on his logo here. And so we have an orange Terra.
It's a good color for it.
Yeah, and it's really, really handy to find out in the middle of the Amazon jungle because you can see this from a mile away. And orange makes stuff look less tactical, so you get in less trouble. So when you have orange, you don't get in trouble as much. But don't look at the bylaws for that.
That's not legal advice.
Yes.
Well, dude, like the Terra is like, it's quickly become my go-to just general machete recommendation.
That's honestly what we were trying to do with the Terra.
Like
just
the
have a
price
go-to.
point is out of bounds for what you get. A compound ground Scandi plus convex machete with a high quality sheath for like $60.
With the lifetime warranty, dude.
With that too. I mean, come on, man. Forward lanyard hole, my favorite thing.
Yes.
For safety, way better than a tail-mounted lanyard hole, in my opinion.
Yes, in my opinion too. Guys, if you have a knife, this is important. Knife people, no matter if it's a Condor, no matter who makes it, if there's like an over 10 or 12-inch knife with a lanyard and it's connected to your wrist, that's dangerous as heck if it falls out of the thing.
If you lose it, it could swing around on you, catch you right in the belly.
Right, or other nether regions. Yeah, you have to learn by cutting yourself.
Yeah, but yeah, forward lanyard, loops out like this, you come down, hold it. If you drop the knife, it kind of stays put. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And a great blade shape for all kinds of general uses.
Osborne who kind of patented
a lot of the blade sports stuff.
Yeah,
and he did some choppers for them too. Yeah,
absolutely.
Highly recommended. And you can get it in orange. Available now at the KnifeCenter.
Available now at KnifeCenter. Hey, we got some new stuff this year.
Show us the new
check
stuff.
Them out?
Yes, I would.
So, trying to redesign a machete, which is very ubiquitous, and of course I'm badly obsessed with machetes.
Some might even say it's your thing.
Yeah, but to try and redo a machete is almost like an impossible thing. To try and redo a machete is almost impossible thing, but Alejandro and my bosses, Guillermo and Alejandro, were like, Joe, we'd like to see something a little bit more Salvadorian but different. And how do you redesign a machete that's been around for a couple hundred
Latin
years?
That Latin style is so ubiquitous.
So this is the Latin style, but a little bit different. And believe it or not, that little flange at the end, that's their first time having that in the Condor line on one of our machetes. It's a very old school, like Collins, Ontario, and Bardio, very old school company style. But we hadn't had one yet, and my boss was like, Joe, we have this mold. Why have we not done this? Yeah, and I was like, okay, I have an idea. But then they wanted to redesign the Latin machete. So that's homage to one of the most normal machetes in the world, but well,
it's just such an effective machete.
Yeah. Well, how do you do that? Make it different. You make the grind different, just like a Rambo knife on the movies and stuff. You put some bevels on there to make it eye catching. You make a grind that's a little bit different.
Basically, gave it a big high grind as opposed to the real thin grind. The tip's actually sharp.
Yes.
Compared to some Latin machetes, and that's the Rude Boy.
Yeah, it's the Rude Boy. I named it after a reggae song. So Rude Boy. Also, this year, for me personally, I have a couple of other designs I want to show you. We were calling this the San Micarta, but then this dude decided to rename it. What did you call it?
I call it the San Martini.
Oh no, that's the other knife, the San Martini.
That was the other one over there.
Yeah, I should just hire him to do all the naming. It's
definitely got like that Sami. That's the Sami style of indigenous knife. So that's that part of the name for sure.
These are people out of the Scandinavian area who are reindeer herders. They have a very, very rich relationship with knives, and you ask them what their survival tool is, and they're like, a big knife? a small knife and a reindeer, and that's their survival kit. But they
good
make
kit.
it out of reindeer antlers and stuff, and that's not so. I mean, I love deer, but that's not so easy to do in production.
Right.
So we wanted to do something with micarta that was as white as deer bones.
Oh, so that's
honestly.
the actual, that's the micarta part
yes.
of the name right
that's,
there.
That's where the micarta part comes
I
from.
thought it was actually bone.
No, no.
From 3 feet away.
I like animals. I do like eating animals, but I also like conserving animals. So it'd be a great way not to hurt them to make it out of micarta instead of, reindeer bones.
Yeah. It's got that classic look, though. I mean, that's great.
And they've done a really good job. But you don't see these Scandinavian Sami knives are normally stick tang, and normally like $4,000 if you can find one now.
For like the real good ones.
So we wanted to do a full tang version of
there
that.
you go. Yeah.
And that's where we came up with it. We tried to keep the laser engraving just very basic instead of the beautiful Sami
ornate,
designs.
yeah.
Just because. Well, I think people should buy those if they appreciate that beauty. And it's not harder, but it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of learned how to do that, dude,
Nice.
a little while back.
Nice.
I will show you about it.
I mean, that's a great little just utility knife. Man.
Yeah, and it's very, very small, very lightweight. But
I
still
want to
you
go
can have
make a
hammer.
fire in the middle of the aisle over there and just start carving.
Let's
stuff.
get banned from SHOT Shows.
Let's do
Woo!
it.
Number
Like-
2.
Like this is
I actually
like,
got yelled at last year for doing the fire stuff way too close to a place where there was no fire extinguisher.
Yeah, I can see that. But man, just like as a carver,
Yeah.
that's just the right size and shape. Especially if you've got a bigger tool as well, like
Yeah,
you mentioned,
absolutely, like
you
a
do
machete
not
or an
need
axe.
you don't need anything more than this
Right,
to handle
right.
everything else.
Next set would be a Luku.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody from the Scandinavian area, if I'm not saying that right, but the next step up would be a Luku.
Right.
We
Very cool.
also
leather sheath, I'm assuming, pretty
correct,
much with all
yeah,
of these.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Unless
over there
otherwise,
somewhere.
unless otherwise mentioned, there'll be leather sheaths.
correct. Yes, that's a very, very good blanket statement. Show me how to do that again later.
Just watch the video later. It'll be
There we
it'll
go.
be online.
We're professionals, by the way. So this is called the Bush Scott, even though he wanted to rename it. What was the cool name?
Well,
that you
it's
gave
clearly Scandu
It is a
inspired. So it's the this, and it's got a Scandi grind, so it's the Scandi Do.
Gotta hire him. So a Scandu is from the Scottish Highlanders who have these on their in their socks. On depending on what kind of boot that they have, and like even somebody at my wedding who's of Scottish descent had a Scandu,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Yeah.
there has got to be a way that there's guys who do bushcraft who like to wear kilts, and so we tried.
We've met a few of those.
Yeah,
folks
yeah.
who,
We're not gonna name any names, but you know who you are, Dan. Long story short, it's bushcraft and Scottish descent.
Hence
with
Bush Scott?
Yes, hence Bush Scott, or your cool name, but also a projected pommel on the back for pounding.
Sure.
There's a little bit of notching on one side, so you can figure out which way you're picking it up.
That's helpful because otherwise it's symmetrical, and if you could pick it up the wrong way,
Correct.
but because you've got that for that extra bit of feel,
Now
that does
that
it.
was one of our president's ideas, putting that notch on there. I didn't realize that, so like always learning something new. No matter how much you think you know about knives, there's always something new you can learn.
Absolutely.
And also this year, the narrow sword.
I love the pinch scallops, or the pinch grips on
dude,
this
it's
because
just
of the
a
scallops
great
there.
sub 3-inch blade, and very handy. I mean, all Scandus are very handy.
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
really are invigorating as a knife design. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Very nice. 1075 on these?
Nope, that's 14C20,
Ah.
because it's got to be next to your ankles.
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
have it next
for
to
sure,
your boot.
for
So,
sure. We didn't mention steel on the
14C20
14C
as well.
Nice. And what about on the Rude Boy?
1075.
1075. Classic.
The larger blades, this isn't always the case, but for the most part, the larger blades that Condor makes is 1075 because
You want that toughness, don't you?
yeah, they've
Yeah.
known this since the 1960s. They know the steel. I almost would want that more than a MagnaCut machete or something like that. I broke a MagnaCut machete, by the
Yeah,
way.
that gets expensive quick too.
Yes, yeah. Just a couple grand for a machete, but
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
1075 is a very, very friendly knife steel. It's something that anybody can use, whether you're a Jedi, a bushcrafter, or just Joe Schmo, down on the street. It's very easy still to understand.
Yeah. It works very well.
Yeah.
Very it's workhorse qualities. Is
Yes,
what I was
that's it.
describing.
Hardcore workhorse quality. So this is a narrow saw. It's a narrow version of the Terra saw.
Ah, I gotcha.
Hence the name, but also in walnut with 1095 on this particular one. Full leather sheath. I know, guys, we don't have all the sheaths on the table here, but I got to get a new joke. But most of them are half a cow worth of leather. So
Condor does not skimp on the quality or the thickness of the leather. They truly are quite durable.
They really work it hard. So there's a full grain leather sheath with that, welted, etc.
Nice.
And new this year, besides all my stuff, are some of the Serbian friends of mine, Gorn and Nemanja, who you're going to meet at some point. Great dudes. The combo from Gorn, who one of my closest friends, who lives in the Amazon jungle in a treehouse. Serbian dude who sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger, came out with the combo design. This is one of these smaller bushcraft knives that are supposed to be there as a fixed blade, but that you don't know are there.
Right.
So you don't realize it's on your belt and pulling your belt down or something like that.
So this is kind of like a smaller. There was a release from him last year too, as well, slightly bigger than this.
Correct. That was the Condor Tata, which all you zoology guys is a 3-lined poison dart frog. This one's a combo, which actually has some more frog stuff going with it too. Yeah, you kind of get poisoned by this frog by some of the indigenous cultures in the tri-regions of Brazil, Peru, and Colombia, where they take Phylomedusa bicolor. It's this big old cute tree frog, and then they burn themselves, and then they put the poison on it, and it sucks. It makes you throw up. And
sounds like a good time.
No, there's no benefit for that. It's not some kind of recreational drug or something. The only idea behind this ritual is to make you sick. But then they take water, and they put the water on you, and you feel good right afterwards, within a minute.
Interesting.
Ask Dan about it, because he's frog poisoned himself into oblivion before. But this combo ceremony makes you a better hunter.
That feels real comfortable too.
Yeah,
nice.
It's a really good. He knows his stuff about knives.
Yeah.
He really does.
And another great blade for whittling.
Yeah,
just that narrow tip right there, especially. Man, that's going to be highly precise. Dig it. 1095?
Yes, I believe so. I'll have to double check the catalog, guys. Sometimes we have changes where it's new right on the show floor, but I believe that is 1075.
1075. Okay,
yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Good stuff. All right.
This is the Blind Shepherd by Nemanja Bogdanov, another Serbian designer who's actually a professional designer for a whole bunch of different companies as far as like pins and things along that line. He's been down the jungle a bunch too, a great dude. Wonderful jiu-jitsu practitioner, so he can bend you in all sorts of different directions in a bad way, not weird stuff. But he came out with our first friction folder.
There you go.
Which is something kind of cool, especially on our end, because we love old weird knives.
Yeah,
this is like the new version of it, 14C 28N friction folder. It's called the Blind Shepherd, and that's new this year as well.
Man, so like obviously with a friction folder, there's no lock.
Yeah.
So the pressure on the tang and the blade up here is what keeps it from closing on you.
Yeah.
And to add all of this, it's not even really jimping. It's like Castle's crenellations on the top. Like all the extra traction
what
that
is
gives
crenellations?
The crenellation, so like at the top of the castle where it goes like this.
It's too smart
it's like
for
this.
me. I had no idea that was a word.
And so they could hide, like the archers could hide behind it. And pop out and shoot
okay.
Anyway, but like adding all of that
today we learned
onto there's so much extra traction right there that it's even more secure feeling against that.
And it's a heck of a beer bottle opener too, but who knows how that would work.
Nice, man.
Those crenellations, is that the word?
Yes.
Crenellations worked very well for multiple things as far as striking ferro rods all the way to
especially like you can hold it there and just use that outside section
all day long.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and if you don't like crenellations, you can use the other side too. I like this word, crenellation.
It's a good word.
Yeah.
It's descriptive in this case. All right, that's cool.
That's all the stuff that I know about. Now for the stuff
that you
I don't know about. No. I honestly know.
Well, you made this.
Oh yeah. Well, you told me to. No, the Lapotes is 14C20N.
It's kind of the stainless version of the Terra sword.
Yeah,
basically.
it is.
Yeah.
And honestly, side rant, guys. I promise this will be very short, but Lepotes is the name of a dolphin in the rivers of China that's been recently extinct. And it's important to know some of the animals that we're murdering.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Lepotes is the way to go with that guy.
So new color for this one.
New
yes?
color, yeah, blue.
The blurple-y thing going on.
Blurple, yeah. If you're as colorblind as he is, it's blurple. No, it's blue-ish. I guess it's kind of purple.
It's more. I've seen a bluer one of this.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So it looks different from the one I've seen before.
All right, you're right. Yeah. Every single time we do a video, man.
I'm just doing your job, man.
Yes. Gosh, he's hireable.
Here, tell me about this knife.
Walter Matthews designed this, and he's a wonderful dude from Chile, in Florida. And it's called the Gray Pioneer. It's one of our stacked handle knives, but if you look at it, is that still just leather, or what else is on there?
Well, you got micarta spacers.
The
top and
micarta
bottom.
spacers.
Nice. And little, is that G10 or paper?
That's paper.
Nice.
Well, paper lining.
Yeah.
So it's impregnated with oil and all this other NASA stuff. That's the first time I've ever seen just me personally, first time I've ever seen stacked leather and micarta together.
Spacers,
yeah. So that's really, really interesting. And it's a stick tang, but it's not as stick tang. It's not as thin as you would think.
It's not like a
there.
rat tail.
No. They've Walter knows what he's doing out in the world of bushcraft as well, and he made sure that tang was really,
nice
really
sturdy.
well done.
Yeah.
So and he has some really interesting lines I haven't even seen on Condor's designs before, such as that swedge up in the front and the false edge on the back, and that's new this year too. That's called the Gray Pioneer.
You suppose that's kind of like that bone breaker thing going on? Yeah. About a 7-inch blade on that, more or less?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
7 inches. Yes.
And do you know the steel on this one?
No, I don't.
Okay.
This is brand. I just learned about that today.
Yeah,
So this is brand new. They're like, hey guys, guess what? New models right here, and I'm still trying to learn them all.
We will have these, of course, on the KnifeCenter as soon as we do have specs, so you can always check out the full specs.
We'll get
there
the specs,
as well.
guys. This is just a Joe Squirrel thing, not Condor. I think it's 1095, 1075.
Okay. Yeah.
I believe so.
Nice big recurved butchery thing almost.
Yes.
Cool.
Recurved butchery castigulation. What was that word that you told me about earlier?
It's not crenellations.
Crenellations,
There's
yeah.
no
I just wanted to use the word again, guys. Hey, I want to introduce you to some new designers and some new friends. Can we
can
bring
that.
them over?
We
Okay,
can do
perfect. Aaron.
All right, so we are back now with Jason Breeden. Good to see you again, sir.
Hey, good to see you.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
You've got a couple new designs to talk about this year as well, yeah?
Absolutely, yeah. So let's look across here. We'll start here with this series. So this is the Knight series that come out this year. A little play on words, Knight. So it kind of has a lot of different meanings, but mainly kind of a play on knife. And night at the same time with the dark scales, the micarta scales. So this particular blade here, we're classifying as a machete, but really it's a short machete, if you would. Much narrower blade than some that I've designed and others, and it has a much longer handle than is traditional. The really nice thing about this, it's 1075. Sort of started off as almost a large fillet knife is really what I was playing around with.
Kind of the inspiration.
Yeah. And the more I played with the design and as it grew a little bit, I like the idea of having multiple use and function in my designs. So again, the handle shape lended itself really well to gripping on the very back if you want to sort of snap cut.
Give yourself a little more reach, a little more power.
Absolutely, yeah. Or you can choke way up.
Yep.
And again, I like to bury my grinds very close to the guard area so that you can do fine work easily, even with a large knife.
Yeah, that actually, and because it's not so broad out here, that actually feels pretty well balanced when you're choked up there. So you're not going to be fighting. It's not like a perfectly balanced where your index finger is. It's a little bit blade heavy, but you're not going to have to fight that too much. It's almost like the balance point's right there where my thumb is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's going to be easy enough if you do need to do small work with it.
Right, and it's fast.
Sweet.
It's a very fast little blade. I mean, honestly, and what I wanted was sort of a hybrid sort of martial arts, maybe practitioners on this series.
Sure.
As well as outdoor. I'm an outdoor guy myself, but you know, I really respect people in the martial arts and made a lot of friends and learned things. You pick things up and what people are looking for in designs. And this, I felt like it was a really nice hybrid. And it really had sort of almost like I said, a scimitar feel, a sort of a small, light, fast blade.
Fast is like that because it feels like there's an agility to this, that you're again, just like when you're not fighting it when you're doing this, when you're moving around, it doesn't feel like you're fighting against the weight of it either.
Right, and for packing, you know, the overall dimensions of it, as you can see here, I mean, it's very well suited for, you know, putting in a backpack, you know, for even a day trip or something. And if you need a little bit larger knife, you see something you want to harvest or cut out of your way, it's absolutely able to do that. And the geometry is suited well for that, as well as thrusting, things like that. It's, you know, protection out on the trail or anything like that you might need. It works well for that. So,
and if you wind up needing a smaller version,
that's right. So, again, one of the things and themes that I do is I like to design series or complementary styles and blades. So, right off, you can see here that the handle shape is very similar between the two. Basically just sort of a smaller version, a little shortened up. You do have a little bit of the tang revealed at the end there. So this is sort of the Knight knife, right? So wanted a very sort of general, all-around, well-functioning blade shape. Again, it does have the dark micarta and the same shape as the larger machete, and this is 14C 28N, so really I'm liking that steel. Condor brought that on a couple of years ago, and I've been a huge fan of it.
Well, I've always thought it kind of complemented the 1075 in the lineup too, because it gets you a stainless option, but you still have something that's very tough.
Absolutely, and field sharpenable. You know, this little knife here, you know, comes with a really nice little Kydex hybrid leather sheath, so it has a nice little leather loop. It is a Kydex, and it's very thin and lightweight. So I like, you know, again, spend a lot of time hiking or trail running a little bit, and I wanted something that was really quick to throw on your side or on a pack strap or something like that. And felt really comfortable in the hand for doing just a myriad of little chores, things you need to cut and do. And at the same time offers a nice little everyday carry companion for, you know, protection or backup in that sense, right? So,
I mean, there's a reason like the 4-inch drop point genre will never die.
That's
it
right.
is just so useful across so many different applications.
That's right.
And
it has the right
entry.
tip geometry, right, for a lot of things, and then the belly is nice too for a lot of different chores. So, and again, buried the edge up close to the guard so that you can do a lot of fine work.
And no wasted space because of that too.
Right.
Very nice.
And then
last but not least,
so this Zero. So the Zero lineup started last year. We had 4 different blade shapes, but they all have the same handle shape and the same sheath design, right? So,
and that's Zero with an X.
Yes, so XERO. And the risk here was just, again, another play on a blade shape that fit this handle well. Really wanted to sort of lean towards people in the, you know, paddle boarding outside, maybe skydiving, you know, whatever. Somebody needs a knife that isn't what we'll say is sort of classified as a typical knife user, but wants a really good knife, sort of maybe sporty. Maybe you're a mountain bike enthusiast or even cyclist, and you need, you know, you want a good handy knife that's strong, well built in case you need to do something. This is really what I wanted to do with the Zero lineup. And the risk, I think, you know, fills a niche that the others didn't. Mm-hmm. You know, you had almost a chef knife, sort of a gaucho blade type of shape on one of the knives, and then again the drop point, right? Mm-hmm. So this sort of fit a nice niche. It gives a lot of, you know, position in the hand, different grip patterns and styles. It lays very well in the hand with a, you know, sort of a very forgiving finger relief here, mm-hmm. that's not steep and deep. So this is an overall shape that I think feels well in a lot of different hands, and you know, that people are going to like.
I definitely see some of that like bullnose Skinner kind of influence on the blade.
Right.
So like
not as thin as that
too.
one.
Right. Yeah, right. What's the handle material on this?
So it is a white micarta,
okay,
right?
so like a paper micarta?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
And it is made in El Salvador, right? So they're producing their own down there. It's really unique. All the different handles, shapes, or scale colors that come on the Zero knives are all made there.
Okay.
We have blue, brown, red, and now white. So, you know, that's really, and black. I think they do a black one as well.
Nice, yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, excited about it. Again, the sheath is ambidextrous, mole compatible, which are really nice features as well on that knife.
Fantastic.
And so if you want, I got one I would like to throw on you too that maybe is not laying out there on the
Sure,
table, but I'm pretty excited
Let's
about
do it.
this year. So with the Mountain Pass series.
No kidding.
Yeah, so we started off with a Mountain Pass series, and then we went to a Mountain Pass Tactical, where I sort of added a few features that made more tactical looking knives.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't not make the shoot knife that we did last year in that series into a folder.
There you go.
I feel like there's a little bit of a missing folder out there, a niche of a little bit larger folder, but with a lot of edge. I was a fan growing up of the Almar Sear, the original ones, the large ones, right? So the ones that were truly designed to be used by, you know, our military, especially, you know, people, paratroopers, different ones that needed a folding survival knife, right?
Yeah.
And what I did here is actually, if you compared it to one of those knives, this is a much smaller handle with a lot more cutting edge.
Yeah.
So the one of the things that was always missing is the Sear handle was probably this much longer, and the blade was maybe
not,
this much shorter, right? So we've tucked a lot of edge into this, given it a lot of really good geometry. It does follow the classical Mountain Pass shape in that it's a modified coffin handle. We added some nice clean lines in here for grip retention. There's a
spine-mounted clip.
Yeah, spine-mounted clip. But it's also sort of this rustic looking. So, you know, folders, so many folders now are very, what I'll call high speed and look very futuristic almost in a lot of
technical,
ways. Right. So with this classic finish that Condor has, I thought it would be great to apply that. It fit well into the series.
Cool.
And, you know, you have an ambidextrous clip that's mounted across the top. Which
liner lock.
Liner lock, which seats very deep against the blade too, so it's a very positive block. I love the way that their manufacturing turned out on that.
Excellent.
And yeah, the brown G10 scales again are strong. I think you get a lot of good grip purchase
really
on the knife.
Yeah, feels really
and yet
good.
it's not heavy.
Yeah,
it's not a.
And that's micarta though, not G10. Right?
Yeah, canvas micarta. So yeah, it's a nice stainless steel thumb stud, and it is 14C28N as well.
Okay.
So you do get a stainless folder, which I think is important with an everyday carry.
It's going to be in your pocket.
Yeah, sometimes you just forget to keep up on the upkeep and the cleaning, right, and you don't have to worry about that.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm excited about that.
It feels really good, man. It feels very good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, and Condor's really making, I mean, the folder is something that's coming on stronger and stronger with Condor, and their capabilities just continue to grow and get better in manufacturing. And so I'm really excited about this folder. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, so that is all for Condor for today. Thank you to Joe and to Jason for showing us their new designs and a couple of the other new stuff. We're going to have more than just this, of course, throughout the year. Condor is always bringing out the new stuff. Make sure to check the link in the description. That'll take you to the Condor page. You can see all the latest arrivals there or on our new items page on the website as well. Thanks, everyone, and keep checking out the rest of our SHOT Show coverage.